These guys must have used the whole budget for this one episode, because what I saw was absolutely crazy. Hello, my name is Joseph and welcome to the Chill Out Zone, and today we are going to be talking about Rick and Morty Season 9 Episode 1. Let's go. Guys, Rick and Morty is finally back. Honestly, it's been too long. How many years has it been? Anyways, too long. Honestly, I'm so happy for them to be back. It felt like they have been gone forever, and for them to come back with such an absolute banger, I love it. By the way, it's super hot in London right now, so if I'm sweating, just ignore it. This episode starts off with Morty, our version of Morty, finding out that Rick has been secretly in contact with evil Morty, which is bad obviously, because as the name suggests, this Morty is evil. Like, he literally has the eye patch to go with it. So obviously Morty is very upset by the fact that they're in contact and that Rick has been keeping it from him. I love the way Morty actually finds out. Morty tries to take Rick's phone and then they fight over it, and then the phone literally lands upright, and just when it lands, evil Morty sends a text. I feel like that is so funny. Like, how could a phone land perfectly upright? Anyways, not only have they been in contact, but Rick and evil Morty have actually been going on missions very frequently, and because of this, Morty is jealous and very much insecure, and so the rest of the episode is essentially their interactions. Evil Morty teleports in and says to Rick, let's go on an adventure, and then he's like, do you know what, Morty, come with us as well. And so we have all three of them, Morty, evil Morty and Rick, go on adventures throughout this episode. The creators deciding to do an evil Morty episode in the first episode, I think, is amazing. Clearly they knew that they were off for a while, and so they wanted to come back with a banger, and my goodness, was it a banger. Even the opening action scene when they're fighting this multiversal threat, what I was seeing was absolutely crazy. The fight sequence was amazing. Honestly, I was literally watching the whole thing with my eyes wide open. The creators spared no expense. Honestly, the colors, the graphics, I was literally blown away. So also from this action scene, Morty finds out that not only have them two been working together, but they have this intelligent mastermind chemistry between them, which again makes Morty even more jealous. And evil Morty picks up on this, and he essentially decides to make Morty even more jealous and rub it in his face. This concept is actually very entertaining. The fact that you have this sort of love triangle with Rick in the middle, just being like, look, this guy's low-key keeping us hostage. I don't really want to be there. I kind of just have to be there. But we obviously see that Rick does enjoy evil Morty's company. Like, him being so smart, you can imagine that it would feel very lonely. So for there to be another companion who shares his intellect to some degree is obviously going to be very satisfying for Rick. Rick and Morty go home, and even Morty goes back to his base, where he finds out that Rick has actually betrayed him and he destroyed the thing that was essentially keeping him hostage. So now Rick doesn't really have to do what Morty wants. Well, what evil Morty wants. Of course, Rick knows that evil Morty is going to be very upset and is going to want his revenge. So he actually puts the whole house on lockdown. He literally teleports the whole house into some bunker dimension. And it is here that we have the second half of the episode being the fight between evil Morty and Rick. And once again, this other fight scene is amazing. Seeing all of the gadgets between evil Morty and Rick is actually crazy. The actual detail in every frame is honestly so beautiful to see. Not only is the action amazing to watch, but the storyline is also very intriguing as well. Rick finally comforts Morty and says that, look, don't worry, Morty is special to him. Morty doesn't have to be the smartest person in the world. Morty doesn't have to be a direct match for Rick. Rick still likes to be around Morty. And so when evil Rick comes, Morty has this new sense of confidence and security. Not only that, but we find out that evil Morty actually does want this companionship with Rick more than he lets on, and that evil Morty is low-key jealous of normal Morty. But yeah, a lot doesn't really happen in this episode. It's literally 2 or 3 scenes. They fight the evil multiverse creature, they're at the diner, and then they're at this bunker universe. Honestly, not a lot happens, but it is still very interesting to watch. Evil Morty is almost in this character of this obsessive ex who tries to act like they don't care, but they really do care. And not only that, but they are secretly jealous of the new person in their life. I also love it when TV shows take direct inspiration from anime. So a lot of Evil Morty's powers is actually an inspiration from the Akira movie, and just seeing those little details actually makes so much sense as well. And not only that, but it's very satisfying to watch. Also, there's a part where Evil Morty grows this big hand, and it's kind of reminiscent of Luffy from One Piece, his ability to inflate his hand and punch people. Also, the soundtrack for the last fight scene, I would say, does also take some inspiration from Akira as well. They literally have everything in this fight scene. There's even one point where they do this giant kaiju sort of battle between them, and it's actually just so amazing to watch, honestly. I would say my favorite part of this episode was when the whole family just jumps Evil Morty and they're all stamping on him. I feel like that is also just so funny. As he's getting jumped, he decides to stop time, and when he does that, that's when the fifth dimensional beings come and they essentially arrest Evil Morty, taking him out of the picture. So now Evil Morty can no longer keep hostage Rick, and now he's going to be out of the picture for the rest of the season, I guess, until he breaks out. Honestly, it was a really good episode. I'm not expecting every episode to be as peak. I just hope that the fall off isn't too drastic from episode 1 to episode 2. I know they're going to scale it back. I know they're probably not going to do another canonical episode. It probably may be self-contained, and that's completely fine. I just don't want the difference in quality to be a drastic and a steep one. I just hope that in the season they're able to keep a certain level of quality throughout the whole season. But yeah, guys, let me know what you thought of this episode. Let me know how excited you are for the series. Yeah, make sure you check out some of my other videos as well. Also, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Peace out.